Nope.
On today's special edition of Sports Showtime, we give you in-depth analysis of last night's Hornets-Lakers game.
Game storylines, reactions from the coaches and players, and we brought on Taylor Halsey to lead us in a debate about the game. You excited?
Yes, I'm so excited. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Whew. All this and more.
Nothing could be better. All this coming your way on Sports Showtime's special edition of the bottom of the ninth, and it starts right now. Welcome to this special Hornets vs. Lakers edition of Sports Showtime's Bottom of the Ninth. I'm Alex Cheney.
And I'm Patrick Clay. Thanks for tuning in. And we have Taylor Halsey here on from the OT. Thanks for coming on.
My former co-host. It's lovely to be back at the desk for you. You're much better looking than Patrick.
Oh, well, it's so great to be here joining you guys today. I'm so excited to launch into this debate.
Absolutely. Well, it's the episode you've all been waiting for, the Battle of the Titans, or two non-playoff teams.
As you know, Patrick is probably the most irrational and insanely devout Hornets fan on the planet.
And Alex is one of the few non-bandwagon Lakers fans that currently resides in Louisiana. Being from California, I guess you're excused.
So Patrick and I went to the Hornets-Lakers game last night, and on today's show, we'll bring you some in-depth analysis of all the storylines surrounding the game, the teams, and last night's outcome.
So without further ado, let's take a look at the game. We got Anthony Davis warming up, and he's ready to go. And then we got none other than Kobe Bryant.
2-4, five-time world champion.
All right, Alex, keep it in your pants. But as we go, Austin Rivers gets the steal, brings it toe-to-toe with the layup.
That's actually the first basket of Austin Rivers' career.
Oh, that's rough. Hornets getting the early lead. Then Eric Gordon, nowhere to go, finds Al-Farouq Aminu with the slam. Hornets taking an early advantage, 42-32. What Lake show? Eric Gordon from the wing for the three over Steve Blake. Bottom.
Actually, on the rebound from that basket, he snapped his knee.
61-38 Hornets lead, and then we take it to the fourth.
And that's just Jody Meeks wide open.
What happened to the defense?
All 5 Hornets defenders on the opposite side of the court. The fourth quarter
defense.
Dominated by Kobe Bryant, the best closer in the game. Ice in his veins, has the ball in his hands every possession in the fourth quarter.
Not even talking about the game anymore.
What a basket by Mr.
Another
Bryant.
basket, taking the lead. And what is the deal? The Hornets covering the wrong side of the court, leaving Kobe wide open for the fadeaway, the breakaway jumper. Lakers take the lead for the first time since early in the game.
Looks like the Lakers go on to win this one, 108-102.
Man, did not see that coming. Well, anyway.
Well, what an upset for gambling men on that game. But Pat's Hornets took on Alex Lakers last night, just like you saw. Does Greivis Vasquez deserve the Most Improved Player award? Guys, what do you think?
So we're talking about some storylines here. Greivis Vasquez, yes, absolutely. He does deserve the Most Improved Player. You look at his points per game, his assists per game, his minutes per game have all doubled from last season's production. And I don't know if you could compare that to any other player in the league, what kind of impact he's had this year compared to his performance last year. The Hornets are campaigning for it, as Alex and I saw last night. They had pamphlets passed out and everything. They want to salvage what little glory they can take from the remainder of this season. I think Vasquez deserves it, but we'll see what happens.
Alex, what do you think? What are your opinions?
Well, as good of a player Vasquez is, I'm looking at Drew Holiday off the Philadelphia 76ers, the former UCLA man, averaging 5 extra points per game. His assists are up, minutes are up, and of course the 76ers as a whole are a better team. Now, unfortunately, the voting minds, they look at team record.
By about 7 games, tops.
7 still counts.
You can't say someone with a max contract already from the offseason deserves Most Improved Player.
So you mean they factor in the amount of money that you're making?
No, but he was already a proven commodity. That's why he was able to get this contract. So, I mean, what makes him so all of a sudden so improved? Vasquez came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere?
Almost nowhere.
Venezuela,
nowhere.
I'm pretty certain people knew he was on the Hornets. This is not a surprise. Oh, who is this guy?
As much as a Hornets fan I am, I doubt that anyone knew who Greivis Vasquez was before this season. But that's just me.
All right, well, that's getting a little heated. So let's talk Lakers playoff chances. Alex, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of unbiased opinions.
Of course, I do think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to. Okay, Pat. They're going to sneak in at that number 8 seed. They're only a game and a half back of Utah. Utah lost last night. So I think this Laker team, they're starting to get it together. And if Kobe keeps playing the way he does, no one can stop them. It's outside of course, maybe Oklahoma City and Miami. So I think Lakers making the playoffs.
Well, that's unfortunate that you say except for Oklahoma City, because that very well be the matchup that the Lakers would probably get in the playoffs.
That's true.
And when you look at, you're talking about Kobe Bryant's dominating play from last night. Yes, he's still one of the greatest players of all time, and he's still showing that this season. It's easy to put up a ridiculous fourth quarter stats against Robin Lopez. I'm just going to say that.
Robin Lopez guarded Kobe.
Actually, yeah, you watch the pick and roll switches. He did have to switch onto Kobe a lot, and it was leaving Kobe wide open.
So you're saying 42 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds. That's all Robin Lopez's fault.
Half of them came in the fourth quarter when Lopez was having to cover Kobe primarily, so partially yes.
You know, you're lucky Taylor's here, else I would just be very upset with you.
Buffer.
All right, well, this buffer is going to take it to break right now because this is getting just a little too intense. So
Taylor,
we'll be right back.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Hi, welcome back to the show. The Lakers stars are out in New Orleans, but there's one player.
You want to get on this camera right here, Alex? You want to be on
One player
screen?
you may not have noticed. I went to the game last night, and I have a little something for you about that player. Take a look.
On a night that saw the Lakers down by as many as 25 points, many will look to Kobe Bryant's 42-point performance. But newly acquired guard Jody Meeks gave his team the extra edge to get past the Hornets in New Orleans.
We had a lot of guys that contributed. Jody Meeks was really big on both ends. He's been doing that. He made some big plays on Gordon on defense, and then obviously hit the threes that he hit, and Kobe set him up.
Jody Meeks scored 19 points last night, with 12 coming in the fourth quarter. Veteran point guard Steve Nash explains the impact Meeks brings to the team.
Well, I think Jody's, when he shoots the ball well, he really brings a new dimension to our team because he allows us to really space the floor. But he's really worked at his defense. He's been hustling defensively. He's learned the coverages and has been, pretty good at sticking with the game plan. So he's really helped us in that respect too.
Meeks' hustle sealed a 25-point comeback win.
We were down a lot, I think 25 at the most, and guys weren't really playing with a sense of urgency for whatever reason, but I came in the game and tried to do that, and it worked.
With the win last night, the Lakers moved within a game and a half of the 8th seed in the West, but Coach Mike D'Antoni knows there's plenty of season left to go.
Well, we know what we got to do. If we lose, then you still got to pick it up. We win, we still got to pick it up. So it doesn't change anything. It just is a big win tonight. It'll be a nice ride back home, and then Friday we got to go after it again.
Guard Kobe Bryant is optimistic about his team's chances in the playoffs.
We're a confident bunch. They take my cue from me, obviously, in that department, and I'm just not worried about who we might face.
For Tiger TV, I'm Alex Cheney.
That's right, Jody Meeks, seemingly one of the very insignificant cogs in the Dwight Howard trade, coming up big last night against the Hornets.
What did he have? 18 points, 19 points, but he was a big part of that fourth quarter run.
Fourth quarter, that saw the Lakers, 33-9, I believe it was. The Hornets didn't score a basket after the 6:47 mark in the fourth quarter.
Oh, man, that's terrible. But speaking of the 6:47 mark, we'll look at that in my story coming up after the break. Welcome back to the show. As the Hornets experience yet another defeat last night, the same old rhetoric of learning experience may not be enough anymore.
Another promising start, another strong first half, and another deflating defeat. A familiar script for the New Orleans Hornets as they went scoreless for the last 6:47 of regulation against the Lakers Wednesday night and let Los Angeles claw back to victory.
We've been there so many times, and it's tough.
Really, it comes down to us. We made a lot of mistakes down the last period. I know I made a lot of mistakes, and that's what decided the game.
For every loss, it can be a learning experience for a young team like New Orleans. But as the losses pile up and the Hornets' direction grows uncertain, where can you look for answers?
And that's hard to swallow, and that's all on my shoulders. There's nobody else to look at but me.
And if we're meant to look at coaching for answers, then coaches need to look for answers themselves. And last night, the Hornets could have looked toward the bench.
In the midst of the Lakers' 20-0 run in the fourth quarter to take the lead and eventually the game, Former #1 overall pick Anthony Davis watched all but 25 seconds from the bench. Now, was this due to injury? Head coach Monty Williams says that's not the case.
Well, you don't want to put a guy who's 225 pounds on Dwight. There's no way with his shoulder and some of the ailments he's had, I'm not going to put him on Dwight in a situation like that. That's not fair to him. So that's the call I made.
But after the game, Davis said he felt fine and would have been ready to go.
You have to ask Coach Moss that. I mean, before any basketball player want to be on the floor in them situations. He did what was best for the team.
While Davis vocally supports his coach, will fans do the same after hearing the same lines over and over again?
We had a chance to win. That's all.
As always, another great package by Patrick. If you want to see the rest of it, you can go online, tigertv.tv, to see the rest of that. As always, have a great weekend from everyone here at Sports Showtime. You stay classy, Baton Rouge.
See you next time.